What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the market watch. Unchained has been going crazy. We had events this weekend. They did YCS, and Unchained did amazing at those events. And the price of some of these cards are pretty much gonna reflect that. So if you like what we do here, please feel free to like and subscribe. If not, it is all cool. We do videos like this all the time. Market watches, pack open discussions, all that cool stuff. With all that out the way, let's get into the video. Unchained Soul, Lord of Yama, started off, it started off way higher, but kind of right here, it really dipped down to like the $5 range. A lot of people, I guess a lot of people, myself included, assumed that this card was going to go up after the ban list, after everything gets hit, and then, Unchained becomes like one of like the top 3 decks, most likely, that this card was going to go and spike up. But because of its success that it's having right here, right now, it is already starting to like, over double in price. We got Nearman first dead for like $12.19, $12.20, like third, like $12.85 with $1 shipping. So we're looking at pretty much $12, $13 for Unchained, for the Lord Yama. To be honest, this is kind of the price that a lot of us expected it to be at, $15. Especially after the first week. After the first week and everyone saw the whole potential of the Unchained deck, I think a lot of people assumed it was going to be at this price point. And it really only has potential to go up even higher, seeing as that it's not going to get a Reaper anytime soon. It's most likely going to be like one of the top decks in the next coming up format. So if you're kind of on the fence about Unchained and you're not sure, if you feel like it, just go ahead and take a shot, get the Yamas, because they might go even higher. Abomination's Prison is just a whole different monster. This card was like really going up. I was able to get my hands on a few copies way before it kind of spiked, but I did not see it going to the price it is right now. Right now, near mint, first edition, $31, $35. That's what we're looking at for the secret rare version. There is an ultra rare version of this card, but in all honesty, there is a bit of a price difference. Right here we're looking at 25, $24.50. So we're pretty much looking at like a $25 card or a $30 card. It's like a $5 difference between ultra and secret. The deck is going insane. I wouldn't be surprised if the price of the secret rare and the ultra rare kind of match up to where one's 31, one's 30. So like I said, this card right here is just very necessary. It's a starter, it's a searcher, it's an extender. This is like a one card everything for this deck. So I really hope Konami doesn't touch this deck, and I really hope they really leave it alone, because I really want to see what this deck could do. Like when it has kind of all of these extra things around it gone. I really want to see that. Unchained Twin Sarama. This card I didn't really pick out because it had a crazy price spike or anything, and it says right here in the chart that's kind of going down a little bit. But to be honest, I really feel that $1.30 is just really low for this card. This even though I guess Yama is not, I guess is not like one of the better, how should I explain this? It's one of the best cards in Unchained, but it's not one of the cards you really want to see in your hand. Like, you don't want to run 3 copies of Sarama. Although its effect is amazing, the fact that it lets you, set something so it's it recycles, and it also could technically be a starter because it destroys the card. And if you're setting the right card, you could get effects off it. It isn't a card you want to run at 3, because it's something you want to summon through your combo, not something you really want to start your combo off with. Turn 1 speaking, like turn 2 you want to start with the Sarama. But I really do feel like going to the next format, we could see the Unchained Sarama kind of go up even higher to maybe a 3, like a $3 to $5 price point. So if you're trying to play the deck and you got these commons, I would just go ahead and shell out the money and get them super. They're only $1.25. I would just go ahead and get them before they potentially might shoot up. Okay, Heat of the Fire Charmer Blaze. There's nothing really kind of crazy going on. There's a lot of different versions of it. But I do feel that since we have Salamangreat as a deck that's starting to become a possibility, I noticed that the secret rare is really the super rare is shooting up. This is like the only hollow rare printing of this card. So you see right here, you got $4, light played. Like near mint, we're going we're going to 574. To be honest, I would like I said, if you don't have this card, you don't have to worry about it. This card's come in many different versions. But if you like to kind of keep your stuff up shiny, be mindful that this card is starting to go up to like the $4 or $5 range. And with like I said, if Salamangreat become a top deck in the next format, I could see these going up even higher. Crossout Designator is going up. Could it be Crossout's time? Could this finally be the time Crossout Designator is like an extremely good card? You got Drone Lockbird, you got Nibiru, you got Dimension Shifter. Those are 3 huge hand traps that are just devastating the meta. And I'm pretty sure if in the OCG, Maxi by itself can make Crossout Designator just a complete like an automatic 3 of, then I could see a scenario where having those 3 cards that that I just mentioned, the being the Nibiru, Drone, Lockbird, and Dimension Shifter, just having those cards in the meta, if you're a deck that loses to all 3, it kind of makes sense to kind of have that Crossout Designator in there. On top of that, it could stop cards like Infinite Impermanence and Dark Ruler No More, which is another card that could really stop a lot of the decks in the upcoming meta. So like I really do see, like, right here you see it kind of shooting up. A lot of players are kind of seeing the value in it. I believe it did have some success in the recent YCS. So like I said, this could be, like I said, in the next meta, just depending, because a lot of players don't respect certain cards. They also kind of adopt the play as if they don't have it mentality. And just, that right there is just like a prime environment for you to just throw Nib in your deck and you automatically win at least an extra 2 or 3 matches simply because you have the Nib and they're just not prepared to try to play like you don't have it. So Crossout Designator kind of being the meta is, is like really good. Right here, we got near mint copies for 11 for about pretty much $12. You're pretty much paying $12 for the Prismatic Secret Rare. And then you see the Ultra Rare. We're kind of looking at about $11 right here. We're looking at $10.98. We're looking at like $11 for the Ultra Rare. So we're looking at $11 to $12. If you don't have this card, I would go ahead and pick it up, because you never know if this is going to be Crossout's time. And like I said, like when you have 3 powerhouse hand traps like that on top of all the different board breakers, Crossout Designator looks like a good, just something you want to have in the back burner. Don't be caught without it. Summon Limit is a card that I'm noticing that not a lot of people are playing, but the people who do use it are having a lot of success. I actually had an extremely hard time playing around this card. So like Unchained does have a way to play around it, but you essentially have to already have a card, like you have to have a monster on board already and a way to destroy it. And also a lot of the times the way you destroy something is you have to special summon a monster to destroy something. So you literally have like one shot. Like I was playing Unchained, every turn I found myself just having one shot and one shot alone to get rid of this card. And game 2 I wasn't able to. I ended up losing that game. So I could really see Summon Limit being a card to where people go first, even on their side deck or just main deck, and they set up a board and they just flip this and just say try to break it. And if you can't break it in 2 summons, then you're essentially just going to lose to this card by itself. You have a lot. Just recently you got a common reprint in OTS. So there's a lot of just common printies running around. But if you're the type of person that likes to have it shiny, or you just kind of want to see, like when's a good time for me to buy something shiny, right now $3.74 is kind of the price where it's at. So we're looking at about like $4 range. Like I said, if you just want to get a set, I would just go ahead and buy a set. Like this isn't a price that you want to invest in. But if you just want to get a set for yourself, if you get a set for $10, I would get this, because you never know when this card could just take off. I could really see a lot of decks in the coming up meta just citing these in, going first, and having a lot of success with it. So number 35, Ravenous Tarantula. I kind of, like I said, you go now, you're watching videos, you're watching the stuff. I'm kind of talking to myself, I'm like, why is this card going up? Like why is this card just completely just shooting up? Looks like you get it for like 340, 347, kind of going to 4, but then recently just kind of shot up to like $7. Right here you get it for 10. And I guess, after watching videos, talking to some people, I guess it's because of the U-Bell, like the U-Bell support. You're able to like go into this, and it does allow you to like summon monsters to burn, and that's that's kind of really, that's like like I think it's like whenever your opponent special summon a monster, you get to burn them. So that's actually really useful, especially in time. So like I said, if combined with U-Bell support, combined with the burn, I do see why this card's going up, especially when it doesn't have a reprint. Rank 10 is kind of niche, but if you're playing Earth machines, then this is kind of something that could be like a burn option in time. So yeah, like I said, I see why a card like this would go up. Sometimes you have those niche decks where not a lot of people use it, but the people who do use it kind of have to pay the tax for, just because, like I said, it never gets to reprint and not a lot of people want it. And the last card I want to talk about is King Tiger Wangu. This card right here was like the bane of my existence during wind-up format, because I was extremely new to Yu-Gi-Oh! And I didn't really fully understand everything. So I just felt like I could never get around this card. I thought it was impossible to defeat. Like everyone's like, well, just summon the Thunder King, and it's like, oh, well, like when you're a newer player, sometimes you're like, if I don't get a Dark Hole, if I don't get a this, I don't get a that, then I can't out it, and you kind of forget that. Well, if you read the card, you realize that like certain things can out it in certain situations, or just a certain monster that's like 100 attack more will out this card no problem. So that's kind of my memory with this card. But I'm looking now, and every single version of this card is extremely expensive. You got like a lot of common printings. I guess it does have a star foil. I do remember it having a star foil. So I think that's like this version right here. But for the most part, you essentially have like, yeah, I see. Yeah, just common rarity. I know there's a star foil, but we're looking at $11 for a near mint version of this card. I think almost every single version of this card is kind of going in that $10 to $11 price point. Like that mod, like a modder plate unlimited going for $9. I'm not gonna go into the rabbit hole of that one, but right there, if you're looking at a $9 mod plate, then you know that this, I know these are going for $10. Let's see, light plate unlimited. Live Play Unlimited $9. Yeah, we're looking at pretty much $10 a copy for King Tiger Wangu. If you have any of these, kind of laying around your bulk or just kind of there, I will go ahead and post them unless you want to use them, because this actually does make a lot of sense. You like, I believe, let's see, like Purely, you got Sprite, Floowandereeze. Those are just some decks on the top of my head that just constantly summon low attack monsters that would just get completely devastated by King Tiger Wangu. So like go ahead and I would keep an eye out in people's buying. Just keep an eye on your bulk. Like if you want to try this out, or if you want to kind of make some money, I would go ahead and get these out. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Peace out, and I'll catch you in the next one.